personal life. Dylan Walsh continues to heat things up on Season 5 of Nip Tuck and loves to, as always, push his partner's buttons.
You need to fire the new receptionist today.
Why? She's bright, well-educated, and she's got a great attitude.
You didn't hire her because of her MBA. You hired her because you knew those would be like catnip to me. You're trying to sabotage me. You know, I'll fall into my old patterns, cheat on Julia. Our relationship will blow up and you'll come swooping in like some kind of knight in shining armor.
I don't have to lift a finger to blow up your relationship. You'll detonate it all by yourself.
Ooh, and we are so happy to have him back with us. Good morning. Welcome back.
It's great to be back.
I'm still Nip Tuck's, one of Nip Tuck's most loyal fans. Love the show, and I know there was a lot of, not really controversy, but about moving the show to L.A.
Well,
you technically film it in L.A. But
yeah, some people were worried that we would kind of get off the premise, and I think it's actually worked. I think it's kind of brought some new energy to the show. It's been a lot more fun. I think it's been a little funnier this year.
Well, it's fun to see him kind of, see the characters change, because you see Christian kind of having a hard time because he's not the big man on campus, and then you're getting a great love life out of it.
A place in the sun for a little while.
Yeah, exactly. Is it weird even shooting those scenes where you're in a show within a show?
That's the most fun, because finally we get a chance to kind of make fun of ourselves. We're taking old plot lines from our show and redoing them, only much more kind of crazier.
Yeah.
I mean, it was over the top when we did them before, but now it's just a joke.
It's amazing how they
Bradley
come up with that
Cooper is hilarious, and Oliver Platt.
Oh
That's
my
been
God,
the most
so
fun.
So that's no, but also your character. I mean, this is interesting. I mean, your character is kind of hooking up with Portia de Rossi's daughter.
Kinda.
And she's, underage and quite
Kinda.
sexy. How do you? I mean, I know she's really over 18 in real life, but how do you do?
Well, it's
those
the
scenes?
cross I bear. It's part of. It's just part of. I soldier through it, and we do the best we can.
And how does your wife feel about it?
Well, that's another. Thing.
Does she draw the line with age? It's okay if
she draws the line by not watching the show this year.
Really?
And
she's watched it in years past.
She has.
Not now.
Yeah.
Wow, very interesting. Now, do people assume that you really are doctors?
They know we're not doctors, but they play that. Nobody knows me as Dylan Walsh. If I'm walking on the street here, I'm Sean McNamara, and they know I'm not really a doctor, but they like the game. They like to pretend that I am, and they'll sort of ask me if they need any work done and what I do.
Really?
Yeah.
And what do you usually tell them? Yeah.
But nothing. Maybe a little therapy, but.
Also, I mean, you guys have had a lot of amazing guest stars. I mean, last season you had Larry Hagman. You've had, now you have Portia de Rossi. Rosey is back. Do you think it's nice to have Rosey back? Because I know she loved doing the show and bragging about having sex scenes with Christian Troy.
I have to tell you, she's been, of all the guest stars, she comes in, she's prepared. She's actually pretty quiet, to be honest with you. She listens more than most guest stars. Most celebrities like that, they're used to doing the talking, and certainly she's used to doing the talking. I'm amazed at how she listens. She always asks everybody what's going on in their life. I love working with Rosey.
Wow, that's great.
She's been great on the show.
That's great. So is there anything that, if they were to write in, obviously the writers on strike, is there anything that you haven't done that you still would like to do?
I never even have time to kind of think that way, because each script is such a world in its own. It's the best thing about my job, is that I'm always doing something different. Every episode is like a season finale, so I just wait for them to come up with the new stuff.
I'm sure you look at some of these scripts and you're like, oh my God, how do they even come up with these things? I mean,
every
it's like
script,
pretty crazy.
Every script. Most TV shows have a few episodes through the middle of the season that just kind of slow it down a little bit, just to kind of.
Yeah.
No, not us.
No, not at all. Awesome.
Fun.
Well, thank you so much for coming
thanks
in.
for having me.
And you can catch Nip Tuck Tuesday nights tonight. It's back new episodes, and it's on FX. And coming up in the next hour, which stars have already signed up for another High School Musical. And our own Christian Troy.
Yeah, I should have been a plastic surgeon. My mother was right. All right. Well, up next on the Morning News, it's a tournament of champions, the world's best squash players showing off their stuff. Stick around.
Sure, it looks like they're playing squash.